Welcome to our Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. You know, it's amazing after all these years of success for the Zags, the enthusiasm for this program has never been higher. And why not? The folks at Gonzaga have the #1 team in the country and getting ready for a very big game as they host their rivals from the West Coast Conference, the Cougars of BYU. Yeah, the students are ready and rocking. And we're ready too. We're rocking because they are. It's amazing the noise and the movement they can make behind us. Dave Fleming, Adrian Branch, great to have you with us tonight. Lots to talk about. #1 team in the country, Gonzaga, a team, Adrian, that has so many weapons.
Dave, we're going to be saying this all night. Balance, balance, balance. When you have 5 guys that average over 10 points, who do you start the scout with? Philip Petrusev down low, Killy Tillian outside. Who do you start with? Corey Kispert. This is a good problem to have for Mark Few.
Yeah, it's such a balanced team. Mark Few's got the best offense statistically in all of college basketball. His Zags are 19-1. It's the 5th time in program history they've been the top-ranked team in the country. 6 players now officially averaging 10 or more points per game. The big story on the BYU side, though, is Yoli Childs, who has missed the last 2. One of the best players in this conference, one of the best players in the country. Adrian, you and I watched him go through warm-ups. He sure looked like a guy who's going to play tonight. Now, they have not said anything about that. In fact, everybody here is expecting Childs is not going to play, but that's not what we think.
I know, we've been saying that all game long, all practice. Is he going to play? Is he going to play? I hope he does. We'd be in for a treat with a double-double machine.
Well, the Cougars are going to have the ball first. It sure would help their chances to pull off what would be an upset on the road against the top-ranked team in college basketball. BYU's got the ball first. And Jake Toulson's having a heck of a year as a transfer. Now TJ Haws, the veteran who has had so many big moments for BYU, and he gets the Cougars the first 2 points of the night.
His freshman year, he and Yoli Childs won here on senior night. So you look at the Zags, they don't have a mental advantage over him coming into this game.
There's Killian Tilly down low. Tilly who's getting healthier and healthier. And when he's healthy, he does stuff like that.
He's just got an old man's game where he just rebounds, gets a clutch basket, and he's 6'10". You can do so many things with him.
He's got an old man's body a lot of times. When he's feeling spry, there are not many big men more effective in the country. It's a nice little move in the lane for Alex Barcelo.
Gotta attack. Now for Coach Mark Pope, he says, I know what we're going against. What do you start with? So we're just going to try to play our game, which is to attack them. They are a smaller team, and this was a question mark for them. Inside post.
Tilly got a good look, but missed his shot. So here comes BYU. All the talk about Gonzaga's offense, and well-deserved, but BYU is one of the top offensive teams in the country themselves. Down low, a little quick hook shot, no good. That was Colby Lee, who's been playing well.
Mark Few said, as a compliment, he said, BYU just reminds me of some guys at the old rec center where they just know how to play, might not have a matching uniform, but they're so good at what they do.
All right, thanks. And for those of you who are joining us after that SEC game, welcome to the Kennel here in Spokane, Washington. Dave Fleming, Adrian Branch with you. BYU on the road trying to pull off a West Coast Conference upset against the #1 team in college basketball, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who have had some dominant wins here in the last couple weeks. But BYU, a team that's not going to be intimidated by an unbelievable environment. Right now, there's no place like it in all of college hoops. Working his way close to the bucket with the left hand. That's the first basket for Colby Lee.
Yeah, averaging 14 points the last 3 games. That was too easy. They went one-on-one coverage. You can't allow a post player to get 3 deep dribbles inside the lane.
So the Zags, who literally have hardly played from behind at all, at least in the last few weeks, throw it away. And Mark Few knows that his team is going to be tested here tonight. BYU, in conference play, they played 8 times on this court, which is so hard for opponents. And they beat Mark Few 3 times. Now 3-5, not a record you're going to go screaming about.
Well,
but
when you have a winning percentage of over 92%. Errant pass. Good job by Tolson catching it. So again, mentally, BYU is not intimidated.
Jake Toolson, who's having a heck of a senior year. That runner is no good. Short. Rebound Gonzaga.
Jake's playing with so much freedom. You can see it in his body language. The game is coming easy to him, and he's got positive results.
Petrusev gets his first basket of the game and a nice pass.
Mark Pope, who's 6'10", who was a post player in the NBA, knows about inside presence, and he said, we're not a big team. I don't want their front line to foul out my front line.
He was concerned about Petrusev and his productivity. There is the first-year head coach. He is doing a heck of a job. Mark Pope, who played at the University of Washington, won a national championship as a team captain at Kentucky, was an assistant at BYU under Dave Rose, now the head coach. And I think just watching this BYU team, he's made a difference this year. This is the best BYU team in several seasons. They're playing really well.
Well, they're inspired defensively as well. Coach Rose was an outstanding coach. If you're listening out there, Coach, nothing but love to you. But this BYU, they're picking up where he left off. He knows the culture of it, and he's really inspiring these guys to overachieve.
Woolridge for three, a little too strong. Rebound, and BYU had it, couldn't secure it. Loose ball, bodies flying everywhere, and Woolridge comes back and picks up the pass. So now the Zags have it. Joel Ayayi, that's a tough move, and it's good. Wow.
Nice pass inside the lane.
Hawes, who's been a really good creator this year with the assist.
Well, he wants to get to the NCAA tournament. He's never been there. That should be a push-off.
Tilly, and it was. There was a whistle. Nobody could hear it, which happens a lot in this building.
Did you say something, Dave?
It's about as loud as it has ever been here tonight. BYU, they know how to handle the kennel, though. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back to Spokane. Well, Gonzaga's got the longest home court win streak in all of college hoops, but that doesn't mean that BYU is helpless when they come to the kennel. You go back when they were the 25th ranked team in the country, which seems like, man, that's one of Gonzaga's worst teams. 2016, BYU beat them. St. Mary's got them in that same 2016 season on this court, and that's the game you were talking about earlier, Adrian. In 2017, TJ Hawes was a freshman. You were here. They celebrated. Gonzaga, #1 in the country, went down. St. Mary's in January of 2018 got the Zags on this court. So those are the last 4 home losses for Gonzaga. We welcome you back here to the kennel. Dave Fleming, Adrian Branch, great to have you with us tonight. And, you know, look, I continue to be amazed every time I come here. I come here a lot. These two, this is the 21st year for Mark Few. It's not like success is new here in the kennel, but the enthusiasm level from these fans, the students who are here, has never been higher.
Perfect storm. Mark Few lives in the moment. He doesn't take anything for granted. The crazies right here, man, they are off the charts. I'm dancing around like I'm 21. And Dave, it's a wrap. It's over. I'm 56. It's a wrap.
You know, why wouldn't you want to come play here the way?
Absolutely. My goodness.
That this building sounds. There's no student section right now in the country like it. Nice little pass and a whistle. A foul. I don't know if they call that a shooting foul or a foul before the shot.
Yep, before the shot. That was an excellent run play coming out of a timeout. Mark Pope making the adjustments. That's what great coaches do. They make game time adjustments. So I like what I see already with BYU. They're trying to attack the Giant.
The Gonzaga defense is going to be tested here tonight because BYU's offense is just about as explosive as Gonzaga's. Woolridge blocked the jump shot. Point guard against point guard. Tilly, meanwhile, brings the ball up himself.
Tilly is 6'10" and just can do everything on the floor. Start the fast break, play through him, make good decisions, and he's so laid back. We were just talking about my time in France, and he's from France and Monaco. Mom and Dad is still down there.
He fits the vibe, that's for sure.
Easy.
He fits this Mark Few offense so well, which is multifaceted, has shooters everywhere. And the balance that you spoke about right away. That's a foul underneath the basket. Drew Timme, a true freshman who's playing a lot of minutes. for Gonzaga. Both teams' offenses statistically are just really impressive. Gonzaga is the top scoring team in the country. BYU right there, though, in the top 10 in field goal percentage. BYU is top 5 in college basketball in shooting the three. You figure they're going to have to make a bunch of those tonight.
Yeah, you look at it, their stats are more alike than they are different. They move the basketball to like a hot potato. You won't see it sticking. Football, the quarterback has 2.5 seconds. They move this basketball.
Timmy, high-low to Tilly, great catch, and he scores.
Tilly is getting his hops back. You watch him, he's been explosive on the defensive end. He was explosive with the catch, and he just glides. He doesn't force anything on the floor.
Toulson, contested jump shot is short. 1-point lead for the #1 Zags. Kispert, little pass fake. And then the three no good. Timmy, though, flying in for the offensive rebound. Gilder for three.
You're seeing the Zags waking up to the challenge. The offensive putback, Timmy coming off the bench. But this is how you answer. Excellent job by BYU trying to keep the crowd quiet, which isn't easy to do. But you can't get rattled.
That was Zach Sellius with the pass to Toulson for the layup.
And look at the ball movement. Who do you trap? Double team, you have to stay home at the three-point shooter. Tilly won't really beat you that much outside. So who do you trap? You just have to help him recover, play a lot of concepts.
He can make that shot, but I think BYU is okay if he's taking that shot. Here's Toulson. He likes that matchup, but Tilly stayed with him.
Same way with BYU, they move the basketball, no over penetration. That's how you have such a good assist-to-turnover ratio.
Toulson this time will try against Timmy, finds Barcelo for three, and that one's off the rim.
We played almost 7 minutes, and no one has taken a bad shot yet on both teams.
Kispert, that was not a great pass.
Well, I said bad shot, good pass.
You did, you're still right.
Watch Toulson, see if he can come off a high screen and roll, and watch the slip for backdoor cuts. Right there.
That's exactly what he did. Nearly a travel. I thought it was. Sellius draws the foul. Somehow Dalton Nixon avoided the turnover, and that'll get BYU to the free throw line.
I think this is a well refereed game because it's a well played game. They're letting them play. You're going to make good plays against your opponent. Coach Mark Pope was saying, I want my guys to be a little grittier. They're glass of milk kind of guys, but it's okay to be a dog when y'all here on the court.
Zach Sellius, the senior, at the line. Hawes will come back in the game. Several substitutions for Mark Pope. Barcelo and Nixon go to the bench.
Sellius looks like he's ready for MMA. That's my Chuck Liddell out there. He's ready to bang him, Dave.
Your bullet sucks!
They had a little clock issue. They were briefly going to allow the players to huddle up, but they're keeping everybody out on the court. Clock is right. One more free throw coming for Sellius.
I get the feeling that Gonzaga has another gear. They've got so many weapons. BYU is doing what they need to do, continue to attack, take advantage of any openings. But the Zags have such six guys that 9 points or more. They've got another gear.
I mean, what do I know? You're the expert, you're the analyst, but I think you're going to beat the Zags. You have to, in a way, outscore them because they're going to get points.
Well, you can't beat yourself, and you have to take advantage of your opportunities. And they've got playmakers out here. They've got guys that play well off of each other. TJ Hawes right there stirs the drink.
Great pass to Sellius for the layup. BYU's gotten a bunch of those looks underneath the basket with good passing.
And I think unless Gonzaga goes to a zone and switches it up on them, they're playing very well, and so far they've cracked the defensive code of the Zags.
Tough to stop Gilder, though. Up and down we go. Two highly skilled teams. Sellius gets bumped, but he traveled. That was a travel before the contact.
The number one team in the nation working on the high-low. Tilly throwing it up there. Good footwork by Timmy coming off. It's all about the footwork, the seal, the timing. They practice that. Practice like you play in shoot-around. That's a timing kind of a play.
A couple minutes earlier, we had Timmy to Tilly. That time it was Tilly to Timmy.
I see where we're going, TNT.
Just keep that straight.
Well, this time's going to hit Tony with me. Has done it again.
Yeah, he picked up his dribble.
Good defense, switching everything, trying to keep penetration out the middle.
Timmy had the ball poked away briefly, and now a scramble for it. They're going to call a jump ball, I believe. Yes, they will. And that means when we come back to Spokane, BYU will have the ball. We expected a good one. So far, we've got a good one. 3-point lead for the number one Gonzaga Bulldogs. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots. Energy on the go, and in part by Progressive Insurance. Get slam dunk savings today. Visit progressive.com. The wintry scene outside here in Spokane, Washington. We are inside the kennel for number one Gonzaga against one of their top rivals in the West Coast Conference, BYU. 16-13, 11:42 to go first half. Yoli Childs, who's one of the best players in college basketball, missed the first 9 games of the year, came back, had a huge impact. This was Childs during warm-ups. It was just about a week ago where he injured the index finger on his shooting hand. We were not expecting him to play, but during warm-ups, he sure looked like a guy who had a chance to play tonight. Now, we have not seen him on the court yet, so it could be that BYU is going to stick to it and not use him in this game, but he went through the full warm-up routine. He's got the finger taped up. I don't know.
I think if it stays close, Coach Pope will try to hold him out as long as he can. But when you have one of the best players and an NBA prospect sitting on the bench, you're tempted to put him in there.
The guy's a 2010 guy, big, strong, tough rebounder, scorer inside. Out of the timeout, Hawes, pass fake, and came up short. That was a great look. TJ Hawes just missed it.
The shots that they've gotten are good shots. The offense is getting them high percentage shots. And you got scoring in 5 positions out here for Gonzaga, so the ball doesn't stick. Watch for cutting, and that's a makeable shot.
Tough shot, but it is makeable. Evan Troy, who just came in the game, mostly a defensive specialist. He'll play a few minutes for BYU. He got the rebound. Hawes had nowhere to go. Ayayi on the break. Woolridge floater is good, and he avoided the charge.
Gonzaga can play any style. They can grind it out. Right now, BYU has grinded it out. One opportunity. If you turn it over, they have their track shoes on. They're running out. And Ayayi has taken the next step as one of the leaders on this team.
Man, that's 2 terrible passes in a row for TJ Hawes, and it's led to 2 fast breaks for Gonzaga. Wow, you don't see that from him very often.
For BYU, you have to slow it down. Make sure that you make the right play, the right read as far as passing. Defense is always at its best on the first or second possession.
Troy to the bucket. That's good. Wow, he doesn't score much. That's a bonus.
Well, he's got to raise, number one team in the nation. You've got to raise your game. It's all about running out under control. Excellent job by Woolridge, stopping, knowing a charge was coming. And then Ayayi again, coming out under control, making the teardrop.
You know, you said they can play any style, and they can. I think they want to play like that, though. They want to. Gonzaga loves to get up and down.
Remember I said a little bit ago, I said they have another gear. They really want to get out. When you're the number one team in the nation at 88 points a game, you want to play fast.
Woolridge goes by Barcelo and scores. Man, Ryan Woolridge has made a big impact his first year in this program. All the perimeter talent lost from last year's Gonzaga team. It was a huge question mark. He's been super. That's a 3 look, and too strong from Dalton Nixon just back in.
This is where BYU misses the shot blocking of Yoli Childs. Plays like that coming down the lane. meeting him at the rim. Also Baxter, who has to sit out for the entire season. 6'9" jumping jack. They're missing a lot of firepower inside.
Yeah, without Childs, they don't have a, not that Childs is the best shot blocker in college basketball, but he can protect the rim. He's a big, tough guy inside.
You know he's there.
You know he's there. And without him, they are thin down low.
Now the blue jerseys have gotten mileage out of this driving kick right inside the lane and a dump off.
Celius, wide open three. BYU's going to have to make most of those.
Got to make them. The offense is getting them good shots.
Ayayi, crossover move. A little too strong. Toulson. Now Barcelo will try the three, and that one, same kind of miss.
I don't mind that shot though. It's in transition. He was square up to the basket before the defense got set. I don't mind that shot.
This is the fourth best three-point shooting team in college basketball, BYU. Petrusev stays with his miss, draws a foul.
Dave, for Mark Few, lightning in a bottle. I said, when did it happen? And he said it was the preseason when they had the secret game. It's no secret if you and I know about it, against Michigan State. And they beat the #1 preseason team by over 20 points. And he said this group moves the ball well. They don't have that first round electrifying players like they had last year.
You know, Mark's told the story a couple times now already this year, but even just a few weeks before that scrimmage against Michigan State, he was worried.
Nervous that he said, I think some records are going to be breaking the wrong way this year. He didn't know what he had, but he's been riding the wave. This young man at the free throw line has made himself an NBA prospect with his ability to score and not be sped up, and also rebounding. Very good team. But they don't, when we walk to the gym, there's no wow factor to them. It's like a bunch of guys, and it's like, this is the #1 team, but it's a team.
Toulson, little step back. That one's no good. Tipped around. Timmy's got it. So the shot's not falling these last couple minutes for BYU. That's part of the reason why Gonzaga's on this 9-2 run. That was a good pass, but Petrusev couldn't handle it. TJ Hawes, no good. Tip is good from Colby Lee.
It started with TJ Hawes just coming down, just getting in the way of traffic. The little guy, the smallest guy out here on the floor. And then creating a basket on the missed shot for Colby Lee. Watch the ball. It doesn't stick long. It's movement, ball movement, body movement. That's a coach's dream.
Celius helped out. Kispert behind the back, and the three was blocked by Toulson. Now Petrusev fumbles it out of bounds. That was a really nice defensive possession for BYU.
Excellent job of helping him recovering. BYU, Gonzaga. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Well, our big Monday matchup at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on ESPN. On the ESPN app has the Oklahoma Sooners on the road to take on, that's #2 Baylor. The Baylor Bears are having a great year, right behind Gonzaga in the polls. Monday, 9 Eastern, Baylor, the #1 ranking if you go by net, which is certainly going to be important come NCAA tournament time. They've won 14 games in a row. The bottom line, new kings of the Big 12, I don't know about that.
You got to get to tournament time.
I might wait a minute.
Yeah, that's a little strong,
They beat Kansas in Kansas, though.
Irritate, poke the bear.
That's coming up on Monday. BYU ball out of the timeout. Jake Toulson having a quiet first half so far. He's got the switch on Tilly, who moves his feet for a big man.
That's what scouts love about him. He can switch off to guards. Good defensive position by Gonzaga, getting that steal.
Tilly passed up the three.
Tilly now down in the post. You can run an offense through him. Look at that ball movement.
Man, Ayayi open, and he airballed it. They're going to call a foul against BYU. That would have been so pretty. That would have been on all the Gonzaga highlight film, and the shot got airballed.
You don't have Rui Hachimura down there. You don't have Brandon Clark. Those guys played above the rim. They were lottery picks, first-round draft picks, and there were a lot of highlights and dunks. You don't have that with this team. The beauty in this team is how they move the basketball fundamentally.
They did it there. And Corey Kispert, he's been one of the breakout stars for the Zags.
One of his influences is Joe Harris that's playing out in Brooklyn. He's got that Dan Marley, Thunder Dan. Nice job by Petrusev.
What a block on Barcelo. Kispert gets knocked to the floor.
Watch the inbounds play, the catch and shoot. This is Kispert. In the gym, just repetition, knocking it down. And then the last line of defense, blocking that shot, which starts the run out on the fast break. A complete team.
Yeah, you made the point, no Brandon Clark, no Hachimura, two super athletic guys who are thriving as rookies in the NBA. But Petrusev, that was pretty impressive play.
Well, watch the ball. The ball moves. Nobody's over-penetrating, trying to do too much. Everyone doing their job.
There's Tilly underneath. Great pass from Kispert.
It's a big possession right now for BYU. They've got to stay attached to this game, see if they can get a high percentage shot or get to the free throw line. Has been a lot of fouls in this game.
BYU's offense has really struggled the last few minutes. Underneath, was that a travel? It was.
It's off a pass, off a dribble. That's how they average assist to turnover. 18 assists and only 10 turnovers. The ball movement, Tilly. One of my favorite Frenchmen. I played over in France, Monaco, where his mom and dad live now.
Not the worst address for a professional career, I would imagine.
Amen, brother.
Down low, that's a 3-second call, so that's going to be Gonzaga's 7th turnover. Both teams have turned it over 7 times. That's a higher number than you would expect, but these two offenses, the difference really is BYU has stopped making shots, and give Gonzaga credit, their defense, I think, has gotten a lot better as this first half has gone along.
Well, they're 0 for 5 right now, which is always dangerous because the three-point shot is a knockout punch.
Haas draws a foul, close to a clean block. Well, the foul is going to go against Drew Timme. That'll send TJ Haas to the free throw line.
Beat him to the spot. Good players are going to make good plays. Didn't have to leave your feet and come down on that one. But again, we said earlier, BYU is going to have to stay attached to this. Their leader right now, without Yoli Childs, TJ Haas, who's getting ready, expecting in 2 weeks. He and his wife Lauren. Guess what the baby's name's going to be? Think it'll start with what letter you think it'll
I'm going to say it's going to start with a T.
It's going to start with a T. Tyson. So congratulations, Mama. Lauren listening.
Dad just dedicated that free throw to you.
You know what? I hope the baby, outside of being a healthy, bouncing baby boy, I hope he's left-handed. So, Mama, I hope he's left-handed out there. I'm lefty.
Kispert, one dribble into the jump shot. Came up short. This time he'll get a little closer. Got cut off.
Long shots have long rebounds, so you got to block out and go get it. That's a heartbreaker, 3 possessions.
Yeah. How many chances can he give the #1 team in the country?
If this was a boxing match, both teams are throwing jabs. Gonzaga just has heavier hands and their ability to get second shots, pound the paint, and take advantage of any miscue.
And another turnover for BYU. Here come the Zags. Tilly tried to slam it home, and it goes out of bounds. You know what? I know he missed the shot, but if you're a Zags fan, you got to be excited about what that looked like for Killian Tilly.
I'm looking at you. The fans can't see this. I'm looking at you like, come on, man. Did we just see what we just saw from a 6'10" big guy that's still getting his legs right, coming in like a freight train? I like the attitude, attacking the basket.
And this is a guy who hasn't been able to move at times this year because of all the leg injuries.
I talked to a pro scout, and they said he's the #1 prospect off of this team. He's an NBA draft pick. The question is, can he stay healthy for an NBA grind?
Man, BYU's offense, nothing easy right now. Toulson having a tough time, scored anyway.
Nice job by Jake, taking his time, 1-2 dribbles. This is his second time back in BYU, coming off of Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's had a strange, interesting college career. Jake Toulson. Yeah, they left him open. Tilly for three. He draws the foul. Well, that's not a good foul from Colby Lee. He can shoot it. You got to guard him out there. We saw that off the offensive rebounds you were talking about. Killian Tilly looking very spry, and so are the Zags. (31-20), that's the lead for the #1 Gonzaga Bulldogs at home. First half, 3:50 to go in Spokane. You know, this program, which has won so many games, reached a national championship game a few years ago. I think the signature of this program through the years, though, has become the big men. Ronnie Turieff, Robert Sacre, Kelly Olynyk was just a tremendous college player. Elias Harris, Big Shemek, Domantas Sabonis having a great NBA career. You mentioned Ajimur. Brandon Clark didn't even make the graphic. That's how many good big men they've had. And Killian Tilly and Filip Petrusev this year are carrying on that tradition. It's interesting because usually, now look, Gonzaga's not a small basketball program anymore, but they still are a school that's not of the size, the long history of the Blue Bloods. And I don't think you associate big man production with those kind of programs, but the Zags have just become one of the best big man schools in college hoops.
Sustained excellence. In fact, now it's an attractive place where McDonald's one and dones can come. You've got guys that don't start, went to a Final Four, and now they're in the NBA. So this is a destination place.
Tilly is shooting 3 free throws. He got fouled on a 3 before the timeout.
You know, Dave, I thought with Robert Sacre, you saw that, I thought he was one injury away from the Final Four. If he had to play with Austin Day and Pargo and those guys. Josh Heifeld.
My gosh, this year's Gonzaga team just feels like a team that has a chance to make it back to that final game, and who knows.
Now the value, Lee is trying to do his thing down low, but they're staying home with the shooter. So whatever he gives, they're not giving up a three-pointer with one-on-one defense.
Well, it's a good point, and if they keep playing that way, Colby Lee's going to have to make some of those for BYU.
You can run an offense through Tilly, doesn't force anything. Watch the offense, the white jerseys, probing, looking for a mistake. That was offense.
Yeah, he might have gotten away with one, but he also showed the skill. He switched to the left hand, and the freshman gets another bucket.
Good hands, good feet, and they develop big guys here.
I mean, Tilly is guarding perimeter players and doing it successfully.
That's what the scouts are watching. You can switch off, and he can hold. He can tag a guard long enough to keep your defense set.
Double team came on Harding,
straight up now,
who gets all the way underneath the basket, and he scores.
Now BYU is giving you what they got. They're giving an honest performance. They don't have all their big weapons. Yoli Childs, one of the best players in the country, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and a block. He's not here, but BYU, the blue jerseys, are giving a proud performance.
That one did everything but go down. Another offensive rebound. Yeah, he passes up the 3, hangs, misses. BYU basketball, bodies flying everywhere.
That's the story of the game right now, the second shot. And for BYU, the lid has not come off yet at the three-point line. Got to raise straight up if you're Jake.
Clearly, BYU's making a point of trying to get some shots closer in, even with their guards that time.
Well, good things happen when you're close to the basket.
Woolridge, whoa, trying to make the highlights. But he missed it.
Good thing they're up by double figures on that one.
Another missed 3 for BYU.
This has been a fast half, and now it's getting ready to be 1 minute and 30 seconds. Gonzaga's in control, but they have to play out every possession. And looking what they did to Santa Clara, who beat St. Mary's, they'll be focused.
Tilly to the bucket. We'll shoot more free throws. Well, Killian Tilly, I mean, the stat sheet is impressive. 11.6 rebounds in the first half, a chance to add to it here. I think the actual performance has been even more impressive. He's been the orchestrator of just about everything.
You can play through him. You can run an offense. I think we check back in 3 years when he's in the NBA, his stats will look the same way.
Interesting point coming up on the E-Trade halftime report. All kinds of action in the top 10, more top 5 upsets. It has been a week. It's been a year of upsets in college hoops, and today was no different. All coming up on our E-Trade halftime report.
I just want to know if my beloved Terps won. Back East, you watch my Terps.
Yeah,
my Terps win.
I did, and they did win.
Oh.
They did win. It was a classic big, the Terps aren't playing
Slug
ACC basketball
Probably
anymore.
30 points at halftime.
I think the final score is 57-50.
With a 3-point line in the shot clock. But we'll win and look good on the next one.
Take your wins where you can get them. In a very tough league. Salius tries again, and finally BYU has hit a 3, their first one of the first half.
A well-run, executed play by T.J. Haws.
Over the top, bad pass. Well, maybe BYU in this final minute has a chance for a push before halftime. Chulson stopped.
Job by Woolridge, under control, not biting on the pump fake.
And that was good defense, and T.J. Haws just beat him. Mark Few calls a timeout. So back-to-back buckets for BYU. The lead is 7. We'll be back right after this. All right, our Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPN, the ESPN app. You got 2 of the top 10 teams in the country. Georgia travels to Lexington to take on number 10 Kentucky. That one's at 7 Eastern, and then at 9, number 3 Duke. They're not going to be number 3 on Tuesday, though. Blue Devils lost again at home, now to a very good team, but Louisville went into Cameron and beat them today. Miami.
Oh, Louisville got that one.
Louisville got that win. Louisville beat them.
Wow, I'm not an ACC guy anymore because
Yeah,
I'm in
you
the Big
just
Ten.
totally checked out on the ACC.
Oh, my goodness.
Louisville got them.
Wow,
Huge
congrats.
win.
Huge.
For the Cardinals. All right, out of the timeout. Zags with the ball, up 7. Woolridge into the lane. Nice pass. Tilly hangs and scores. Man, is he playing well tonight.
I'm watching his acceleration, his explosiveness, because his legs have given him challenges. He's getting it back. Let's watch T.J. Haws trying to create a shot for himself or a teammate in this possession.
Well, it doesn't look like they're holding for the last shot. They didn't, and they'll take the bucket. So now Gonzaga can hold. I was a little surprised by that, but they got a good look, and Haws knocked it down.
You would think they would be up by a huge margin, talking about the home team and the Zags, but BYU did a great job of weathering the storm. Now 11 seconds left. See if Woolridge will try to drive it off and get it in a touch for Kelly or Petrushev.
So a little shooting burst for BYU has made this game a bit closer. Zags going to get the final look. And everybody's standing here in the kennel. Kispert wide open 3. No good. BYU maybe a chance to get off a shot. Harding will launch, and that one is off rim and no good. Well, all things considered, Adrian, I think BYU's got to be happy.
Loving it right now. You're able to hang around with the championship team. They weren't intimidated, and this is without the three-point shooting. Stay tuned. This should be interesting in the second half.
Well, halftime here in Spokane, the number 1 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs with a 38-31 lead. When we come back in studio, it'll be time for the E-Trade halftime report. And welcome back to Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. As we get ready to start the second half, the students are ready here inside the kennel. Number 1 Gonzaga with a 38-31 lead over the BYU Cougars. Dave Fleming, Adrian Branch, glad you're back with us here for the start of the second half. Look, we talked a lot about the balance of Gonzaga. They do have a lot of weapons, but I think the Zags are at their best when Killian Tilly is playing his best.
He is their best NBA prospect because he's a 6'10" all-around player, and he's shown it so far in this game. It starts with the offensive rebound putback, coming in a nose for the ball, good feel, easy feet, and then 1, 2, 3 dribbles. The elevation is coming back, and look at the footwork right here. Catching the ball, missing the shot, but then putting it back in. He has been fantastic, does a little bit of everything. I said earlier that when he goes to the NBA, he averages 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple assists. He'll play the same way at the next level.
He was sort of the orchestrator of the Gonzaga offense in the first half. Two of the best offensive teams in the country. Those are the season ranks. Gonzaga, the highest scoring team, two of the top 10 shooting teams in terms of field goal percentage. So how did it go in the first half tonight? Well, actually, BYU ended up outshooting Gonzaga 48-44%. Only one made three for BYU and a lot of second chances for the Zags.
Well, that's the story of the game right now. The difference has been on the backboard. The bigger team, the home team, Gonzaga, has a 21-14 rebounding margin and 10-2 second chance points. However, I wouldn't be comfortable if I'm the home team because a three-point shooting team like BYU can awaken quickly to that three-point line.
I mean, BYU had a stretch this year with 6 games in a row where they made 10 or more threes in every game. This is an excellent shooting team. So I'm with you. The fact that they only went 1 of 8 from three-point range. Mark Pope's got to be thinking some of those are going to fall in the second half. Gonzaga's got the ball first. 20
minutes to history. BYU can make history by upsetting the '1 team in the nation. They can continue to keep this young man quiet.
Petrusev with the left hand, good spin move.
Now, he's a well-proportioned 6'11". On television, he didn't look that tall.
Big
He's
dude.
Legit. I'm 6'7" and a half, 6'8" with shoes on. Every inch counts. But he's a legitimate 6'11".
It's a time-honored tradition in this sport to exaggerate a little bit.
You should hear my vertical. My vertical. Dave, I was so good. You want to hear an exaggeration?
Yeah.
Now I tell jokes for a living. What the heck? Oh, goodness.
Well, I'm with you. Petrusev is a legit big man inside.
Like you said, he's a big dude. He well-proportioned, easy flow to his game, and only going to get better. He's a sophomore.
Gonzaga made that tough on TJ Hawes and BYU getting the ball inbounds.
BYU is showing themselves something they don't have, as we talked about, Yoli Childs. Again, he's as good as advertised. 20 points, 10 rebounds. They're playing without him. And yet they are showing themselves very well.
You know, it seems like they are committed to him not playing in this game. Feel sorry for Jake Toulson right now. He's got to hear it from those. When you inbound in front of those students, you're hearing it. Toulson almost fell down. He would have heard it some more. Making his move against Kispert. Missed the shot.
Both Kispert and Toulson have the same body type. Both of them can play well within a team structure.
Yeah, he was just totally out of control there. That's an offensive foul.
Oh, what was that? We don't have a college version of Shaq and the Fool, but what was that? And Woolridge had one earlier. What was that? Oop-de-doop.
Yeah. There's no name for it.
No name.
Toulson for 3, and that one's good. That's the first bucket of the second half for BYU, their second made 3 of the night.
I'm so happy for him. He's coming back. He was player of the year in this conference at Utah State, and now right up the road making great contribution in his senior year.
Started his career at BYU after 1 year, transferred to Utah Valley, where he was, as you say, the WAC Conference Player of the Year last year. And for his senior season, along with his head coach, coming to Provo, and he's been an excellent player for BYU.
Scrappy, feisty bunch.
How about Lee decided to shoot the 3? That may be the last one.
Yeah, that was the launch. That was not pretty.
Woolridge, offensive foul. Now maybe Barcelo sold it, but Woolridge put his shoulder down.
That was a good job, moving, staying in the plane. That's a good call. Good call. This has been a well-called game, well-played game. And BYU is hanging around. Again, when you come and you compete against a champion, you have to get into their space mentally. There was no mental advantage for Gonzaga versus BYU in this game.
Barcelo wanted to shoot that 3.
Nice patience by the blue jerseys, not playing rattle.
From the corner, that 3 is no good. Decent look for Dalton Nixon, who's turned into more of a shooter this year. Nixon hustled back and blocked the shot.
Mark Few said going against this group, he called them a bunch of YMCA guys. He said it in the complimentary sense. They just come in, no frills, but know how to play.
Toulson stepped back and misses the three.
I don't have a problem with those shots. They're a smaller team. The three-point line can negate some of the size of the Zags and their makeable shots. They just have not been able to get that going consistently so far.
2 of 12 as a team from three-point range. Tilly, and is that another offensive foul? It is! That's the 4th one tonight against the Zags, and this time, Mark Few's really unhappy.
See that one right here. On the angle. I don't have a problem with that.
Nope.
I don't have a problem with that. That could have gone either way, but that was an excellent job moving his feet. Good job by Dixon.
You can be moving and still draw a charge. Hawes for three. No good. Man, BYU just can't warm up from three-point range. That three is good.
I like the word that you said, warm up. If the blue jerseys could warm up at the three-point line, this is going to be even more interesting.
That's a nifty little move. TJ Hawes used the glass. I wish more players would do that. That's just an editorial.
That's interesting, though. That's interesting that that's the second time he was run off the three-point line, but he made the adjustment, kissing it off the glass or going in for a layup. So a game within the game. Let's see if Petrusev can get a touch.
Yeah, he was open for a minute, and then Tilly just totally airballed the three.
Airmail or airball? Which one you think?
Hawes.
Wow. They need to just drive. Leave the three alone for a while.
Ayayi all the way, missed the shot. It's getting a little ragged these last few minutes. Toulson passed up the three, almost like he was taking your advice, and then he missed the layup.
Passed up a three-point shot. You still have to be aggressive out here.
Ayayi all the way.
The crowd is trying to egg them on. They know they're in a battle. They're trying to get separation. BYU is hanging around, keeping it close, trying to grind out possessions.
They're hanging around despite missing so many makeable shots. They didn't miss that one, and a hard fall, and Petrusev is hurt. He fell on his right ankle, and he is in pain, and that is bad news for Gonzaga. Already thin in the front court. Anton Watson, they just announced yesterday, their outstanding freshman big man is going to be out for the rest of the year. And hopefully Filip Petrusev is okay. So we'll check on him when we come back. 15:03 to go in Spokane. It's 45-38 Zags. Well, the #1 team in the country's got a 7-point lead, 15:03 to go in this one, but a scary moment for the Zags. Their fans, Filip Petrusev, their leading scorer, a guy who's had a breakout year as a big man for Gonzaga, turned his ankle. We'll show you the play. He got helped up. He walked off the court with some help, walked straight into the locker room. This is the play. And watch that right foot when he lands right on top of the foot of Alex Barcelo. He definitely turned his ankle.
Oh, man, that's no fun there. I've been there before, and it affects you mentally because you're playing so well. I played 11 years, and my goal after about the 5th year was to just do the best I could and to be healthy enough to do it again tomorrow, because it's no fun when you have to play through injuries.
So we don't know if he'll come back tonight. I don't want to downplay it because I know that hurts. All of us, anybody who's played hoops has felt that before. But hopefully he avoided a serious injury with that ankle turn.
Yeah, I like seeing him walking off in under his own power.
Corey Kispert goes to the bucket, and they are going to say that was a shooting foul. He didn't make the shot, so no chance for a three-point play, but 2 free throws coming up for the junior Corey Kispert.
It's interesting. BYU has gotten good shots all game long. They're 2 for 14 at the three-point line. The three-point shooting and the rebound differential has been the difference in this game. if they were able to warm up, I like that word again, like you said, they could possibly be in the lead because that three-pointer is an equalizer.
Yeah, if you're looking for a weakness for Gonzaga,
free
as a
throws.
team, they're 67%. They are not awful, but not a great free throw shooting team.
That was surprising when I saw that and actually watched them as well.
What a pass from Hawes. Celius, who's played hard all game long, shot it too hard.
Got away with a push-off. They're letting them play.
Whistle, foul against BYU away from the ball.
One thing Gonzaga does is consistently play inside out. That's why you're seeing Kobe Lee come back in to shore up the defense. He's the only player on the front line over 6'6", Coach Pope was saying.
You gotta graduate sometime.
Watch the high-low. Timmy has been effective in the minutes that he's played coming off the bench.
Timmy can shoot from the outside.
That was a walk.
That's a foul against Toulson. Well, that's his third personal foul. 13 foul against BYU. If the fouls pile up, if Gonzaga has to shoot a lot of free throws in the second half. This is 21st year for Mark Few here in Spokane. This is second worst free throw shooting team that he's ever had.
As the #1 team in the nation, I don't think those other 300 schools are going to be feeling bad for him. Nice high screen and roll. Nice.
Yeah. It looks like it's going in every time he shoots it.
Coming off, he's low. His shoulders are lower than the defender's waist. Explodes into the shot. Catch and shoot. That's a thing of beauty.
Back up 10. Marcelo from the free throw line.
If I'm BYU, I'm going to continue to attack 15 feet and in.
Timmy, great look from Woolridge.
Both teams want to do the same thing. They want to push the tempo. You look at the #1 scoring team in the nation, 88 points a game in the Zags. For BYU, they want to play fast as well.
What a good play by Gilder. Now he gets it back on the fast break, going all the way, draws a foul. That was defense to offense for the grad transfer from Texas A&M, Admon Gilder.
One thing Gonzaga has consistently done is take advantage. I like that play there. That's just time in the gym. Summertime, nobody there. Catch and shoot without a dribble, rising up. Excellent footwork, squaring up, shoulders towards the basket, bang. Mark Pope is giving everything he has with his substitution. Harding coming in now. Doesn't score a lot. He'll try to bang down low.
Everything except for his All-American.
Yeah, Yoli Childs.
I am surprised, but they're sticking to their plan. Apparently he's not going to play. He sure looked like a guy who's going to play going through warm-ups.
I mean, he did everything. You saw the preparation. You and I were thinking he was going to play. BYU still in this game. They've got to get a score here. You don't want to get down and play catch-up. Nice patience.
Good look from Toulson. That's the game for Colby Lee.
Toulson plays at his own pace. You can't speed him up.
Woolridge beat everybody down the floor. He's the fastest player out there.
Speed under control.
Celius on the attack. That's a foul. No, it's against BYU.
Celius on the drive. Let's see where those feet are.
I mean, the feet were outside the restricted area, but I don't know about that one.
It's called a little home cooking. I think it's cold outside.
10th turnover for BYU. Still a long way to go in this game, but they're down 12, and the Zags have the ball. Philip Petrushchev still in the locker room after turning his ankle.
Feisty, the defense being feisty. Good job recovering.
Illegal screen. Ball goes back to BYU. A little warning here. The official, Daryl Jelina, stepping in with TJ Hawes with Joel Ayayi.
Well, like I said, it's been feisty. BYU not giving up on the play, defending. Once they get screened, they don't stay screened. They fight through the screens. And now offensively, they have a wide open flow. They're trying to get cuts, backdoors, or dump offs. Both teams want to play the same way. It's just different personnel.
That three is good. Nixon hits one. The third make of the night for BYU.
Excellent job keeping it under double figures and also before the 10-minute mark, the halfway mark in the second half. BYU has done a great job of taking away the first option on a multi-dimensional team.
That might have been about the fifth option, and it went right through.
Remember we said in the open, balance, balance, balance. You're not going to cut off everything, but you are challenging.
Toulson came up short. I mean, it does speak to that balance. Petrushev, their leading scorers in the locker room. Tilly, who had the dominant first half, is out of the game, and you hardly notice. Great look. Ayayi wasn't ready to shoot. They call the foul, though. What a pass. Well, we're seeing all the skills and that balance, the talent all over the floor for the #1 team in the country.
Woolridge coming out a star, the #1 team playing in a loud atmosphere. It's fun out here with the Zags.
When you're #1 in the country, even your marriage proposals go off without a hitch. The Zags at home, and yeah, this was while we were away during the timeout. We wouldn't be showing you if she had a different answer.
Oh!
She said yes.
To Jarrett, what you think?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
A couple of Zags fans at midcourt. The balance scoring of the Zags off of that. Petrushev just still in the locker room. Hopefully he's okay. Turn that ankle. Kispert, Tilly had a great first half. Ayayi, Gilder. We're not even showing you the starting point guard, Ryan Woolridge, who's turned it up a notch. They have 6 guys who average double-digit scoring, and they have a 7th, Drew Timme, who averages like 9.5 a game. So it's hard to fit everybody on one of those full-screen graphics. Smart view. Even without Tilly the last few minutes, without Petrushev, his offense looks great.
And it's so amazing because he said, I don't know what kind of team I had earlier in the year. He said he thought this unit would break a lot of records for the negative, but it's been lightning in a bottle because they moved the basketball extremely well. The assist-to-turnover ratio, #1 in the nation in points, shoot over 50%, 4th in the nation in field goal percentage. They do everything well together.
Part of that is Mark being Mark. Mark Few's one of the great people in this sport, but you're never going to catch him. Oh, we're just on. We're great. We got it all figured out.
Well, he lives in the moment, and he has a lot of respect for BYU. BYU has been giving a gritty performance. I like what I see with these guys. They set the bar high. Their shooting has not been consistent in this game.
Tilly back in, almost stole it away. Toulson is going to attack the basket, and it's stripped away. It goes off his leg. I thought he had a clear lane to the bucket.
Great move. That was the best move he had of the night. But not giving up on the play. Nice drive. That's a good call. Letting it go. Got to play through contact.
Biggest lead of the game for the Zags, threatening to pull away.
Now this is where Kispert comes off on a high screen and roll for a pick and pop. Or Tilly as well for a step-back 3.
That's a foul against BYU. Trying to defend Killian Tilly with TJ Hawes. That is not going to end well for the Cougars very often.
Well, the referees have not been loud in this game. It's been a free-flowing game. It hadn't been a lot of fouls. BYU has to be physical. I've got no complaints with this game. I like what I see with BYU. Again, the difference has been the boards, the backboard, 19 rebounds to 31.
Front end missed for Killian Tilly. BYU has to see some shots go through, and soon. Still just 3 for 16 from three-point range. Top 5 three-point shooting team in the country coming into this one. Dangerous pass, good catch, and Nixon scores.
We talk about the ball movement with Gonzaga. They move the ball. But the same thing with BYU, moving the ball unselfish. I think Toulson should shoot it more. I think he passes up shots, but his nature is to involve everyone.
Gilder goes baseline. Nobody was there to stop him.
Good job by Gilder coming over. Texas A&M, I was talking to him earlier. He made the adjustment coming off the bench, and he said, hey, you know what? I'm a person of faith, and I want to look at it. What would I do if I had the privilege of playing in the NBA? I'd have a similar role, so let me try to practice that now.
Good attitude.
Yes.
Wilson against Tilly. Got bumped, avoided the turnover, no. Woolridge comes up with it. Gilder down the court, and it's stolen right back. TJ Hawes, pull-up three, banked it in.
I think that slipped out of his hands. I really think that you see him with a little smirk.
Well, they desperately needed that, no matter how it looked. And they need more of that. Yai all the way with the foul.
That's just the challenge of having multi-dimensional scores. Now, Hawes coming down his senior year. Coming down, okay, bank shot, we'll go with that. As he's smiling. But then an and one, taking advantage of the driving lane. You can't cut off everything consistently. This is what makes Gonzaga so dangerous.
That one is perfect. So the three-point play completed, back to a 14-point lead for Gonzaga. 8.5 to go.
Keep an eye on TJ Hawes. He comes back on back-to-back scoring at times when he's feeling it.
He draws a foul and banks that one in on purpose this time.
He's as old as you as I, college-wise. So we've been watching this for 4 years. But I'm so happy for him. Again, the missus is expecting in 2 weeks. Lauren, he just had a big old smile on his face. And he is playing so well. So congratulations to the Hawes family. Trying to finish with a bang.
He's never missed a game. He's never not started a game in his BYU career.
121st career start.
An Iron Man for a program where his family's had such a huge role over the years. Tilly, great look.
They kicked it up a notch on that last possession.
Speaking of, all the way.
One thing about TJ, he'll never quit. BYU will never quit. Mark Pope is playing with house money. I like what, whoa.
Man, a vicious screen. Celius hit the deck. And that led to the layup. My goodness, thank goodness.
I think that was a clean play, though.
Celius is okay. He took a shot. Harding, tough shot. Here come the Zags again. Playing fast. Kispert, good. I'm telling you right now, in college hoops, there's no place like the Kennel. And the #1 team in the country is turning it up a notch. Corey Kispert has turned into a star in Spokane. Close to the rim, a long way from the rim. Zags with a 71-55 lead over BYU. Well, Well, Sports Center coming up tonight after Top Rank Boxing. Kenny May and Zubin Mehenti, UFC 246, post-fight reactions. Conor McGregor and the Cowboy, plus Lakers-Rockets post-game. Getting you ready for all the big conference championship games tomorrow in the NFL, plus a whole lot more on ESPN. It'll stream live on the app. Coming up tonight around midnight after Top Rank Boxing. Some Zags highlights will be present. The #1 team in college basketball with all the upsets around the country. Look, it's easy to default and say, well, they play in the WCC. It's so much easier for them to avoid that upset loss. The WCC is a better league than it has been in a while. BYU, St. Mary's, and others are dangerous teams, are good teams. It is not going to be a cakewalk for the Zags. Good ball movement. Selja's three. That's the story of the game in some ways.
Yeah, the story of the game has been the missed opportunities at the three-point line, off of good shots, and the rebound differential.
4 of 18 from three for BYU with a lot of good looks.
Well, you look at a coaching staff and you say, is my team getting good looks, getting good opportunities? Yes, they've been good looks.
That one short. Rebound BYU. They got under 7 minutes to go now, and they got to get it going. Shooting percentages not that different, but that three-point shooting is different, and the rebound totals, especially the offensive rebounding, has been a big part of it. No, Yoli Childs certainly has something to do with that. Harding just lost it, then Barcelo got popped. Ball's going to go to the Zags when we come back to Spokane. 71-55. That's the Zags lead.
This is a great day of college basketball. Two quality conferences.
Oh my goodness!
That's outstanding. Just filthy. This is the Big 12 SEC Challenge.
$71-55, that's the lead for #1 Gonzaga. 6:11 to go here at the Kennel in Spokane over one of their top competitors in the WCC, BYU. Corey Kispert, particularly Adrian in the second half, has been awesome.
Yeah, he's picked up on it, catch and shoot. It's always available because of the ball movement. You'll find the open shooter. He plays within himself, and it's a heck of a thing when you have confidence and you see the ball go through the nets.
I looked at his season numbers. He's right on his season average in terms of scoring. 11 of those 14 in the second half. But you kind of look at the stat sheet with Corey Kispert and wonder, when is he actually missing shots? Because to me, every time he shoots, it looks like it's going in.
Well, he's squared up. He doesn't take bad shots. And because of the ball movement and the high assist to turnover ratio, he gets open looks.
It's not literally true. For the year, he's shooting 49% coming into tonight, Corey Kispert.
Excellent.
It's excellent, but I would like to see a cut up of those misses. Where's he missing those shots?
Hey, Coach, they're the #1 team in the nation. They're up by almost 20 on a feisty BYU team. Can I give you an Aaron Rodgers? Relax.
Wow. Tilly sort of staring down Nixon. He thought that was a clean block.
I will say this. It'll take a team that has pros that can really shoot well. Now, BYU is giving everything out. I think they've set the bar for themselves. It's still almost 6 minutes to go. To cut into this, you've got to have a Yoli Childs out there that's a pro prospect to continue to put pressure on him.
Well, the first major of the tennis year is upon us on ESPN2, ESPN Plus. First round coverage begins Sunday, 7 Eastern. Lots of great stuff to show you for a couple of weeks down in Melbourne. We're thinking about all the folks in Australia. It has been a rough summer in that part of the world, but they're going on with the Australian Open, and our coverage begins on Sunday. That's tomorrow.
You playing the golf lately?
Try to sneak in a little when I can. Killian Tilly draws a foul from TJ Haws.
Watch the fouls now accumulate. BYU has not gone to a zone.
I want to go back to a point you were making a moment ago, because they weren't going to beat Gonzaga without making some shots. There's a good shooting team, and the shots from the outside just haven't been there tonight. But make no mistake about it, when Gonzaga in mid-February goes to Provo and Childs is back, presumably he will be,
it'll be a problem.
and some more of those shots go in, that is a game that
And they have their atmosphere too. They loaded up with their fan base. So, yeah, you've got to go back through the force. And this thing is not over. I never call a game until it's over. But again, you're right. They're returning a visit to there, and it should be a problem.
Zags still have 2 matchups with a good St. Mary's team. Nixon goes to the bucket and jams it home.
That was a thing of beauty. The spacing, the execution. TJ Hawes not hunting his shot, trying to get up on the career record. He already is over 1,700 career points. Still playing within its game with his teammates. Both teams doing the same thing. Ball movement, body movement.
Kispert. See what I mean? When does he miss shots? It was a compliment what I was saying, not a knock.
Oh, I'm with you. No, you're my guy. I'm riding with you.
Gilder out in the open. He finishes. Wow.
The home team has taken the best shot of BYU. They're smelling the blood, and now they're running out on every opportunity. Mark Pope has to keep an eye on those timeouts. I was watching him closely. He's letting his guys play to see if they can slow down the momentum.
The answer is they cannot. Woolridge will go to the free throw line. A 13-2 run. I mean, this team, it's not a perfect team, Gonzaga. In fact, you could argue on paper it's not as talented of a team as last year's Gonzaga team. But offensively, this team's got everything you'd want.
And the word you keep saying that sticks out to me is team. This team, last year's team, the players on this personnel play well as a team. It's a heck of a thing when you have chaos under control. They are so beautiful because it's fundamental. Good shooting, good passing, playing for one another. Wow, this is a thing of excellence.
I mean, you asked the question coming into the game, if you're the opponent of Gonzaga, who do you say, well, we got to stop this guy, or we need to stop?
Sure.
There's no answer.
Not really, because Killy does not force his offense. He's like a counterpuncher with a boxer. He'll go, and then all of a sudden knock you out with a three-point shot. Or Kispert, you shade towards him. That's a good shot. Where's that been?
You also said he needs to be shooting more.
He does. He gets good spacing. He has good elevation. I think Toulson, especially when Yoli Childs is out, he's got to look for his offense some more. Too unselfish right now. Now they watch this. Gonzaga reads the switch. Kelly down low with Halls.
That has happened too much for BYU. TJ Haws matched up with Killian Tilly, another foul.
Switching out, but how about the fifth-year senior? Up, bang, and away. Feeling good. You know what he would say, Dave?
What?
It's a great day to have a great day.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots. Energy on the go. Never lacking energy inside the kennel, which is why it is one of the toughest places to play in college basketball. Number 1 Gonzaga on their way to another home win, 81-60 over a talented, good, hard-playing BYU team. But coming in here to this place is just death for opponents. Last 3 years, 43-1. They've got a current 33-game home winning streak intact. And in conference play, home or road, Mark Few's team the last couple of years has just been untouchable in regular season games. They lost the championship game last year in the WCC tournament, but This would be the 33rd straight WCC regular season win, and we think they're going to get there. Gonzaga would set an all-time conference record with that 33rd consecutive WCC regular season victory.
It will have been earned right now. At the rate it's going, it's business-like. Everyone continues to play. The greatest respect you can have for your opponent is to play hard against them. They did that against Santa Clara 2 days ago. They're doing it right now against BYU. They've put themselves in a position to be number one and to have this long-running home streak. Nice move.
Toulson scores again.
The last 2 shots he shot, I'm saying, where has that been? The three-point line, you're going to make some, you're going to miss some. And then this shot inside the lane. I would have him look at the film and say, Jake, you've got to have a mental clock to say, okay, I've got to go, because his teammates are unselfish. The ball will find him, but he's going to have to continue to be a threat.
Very fair, I think. Gonzaga happy to work some clock. Tilly used the crossover dribble, and the big man went all the way to the basket. There are just not many as big as he is who could do that.
In my neighborhood, they would say, that ain't right. That ain't right. 6'10", and put it on the floor like that in traffic.
Barcelo knocks down the 3. Too little too late for BYU.
But again, they have a return matchup. And for BYU, you're not into moral victories. You want to win games. But boy, have they showed themselves very well against a team that's a hard out.
Big question will be, how much time is Childs going to miss? That one goes down from Gilder.
Childs for their team and Petrushev for Gonzaga.
The official word, now it's not much more than what we've shared with you, but the official word for Filip Petrushev, lower right leg injury, not going to come back tonight. We figured that. It looked like an ankle, but it could be something else. But that's sort of the idea. He turned his ankle, landing on the foot of a BYU player, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
I once heard along the trail with coaches, a man's greatest ability is his dependability. And right now, Gonzaga has been so reliable and so dependent, so consistent.
Kispert for 3. Good! I don't even have to say it again.
Where's Mariano Rivera when we need him? The baseball man, the Sandman. Let's put this one to bed.
In and out. And Gonzaga's going to be happy to walk this one up the court. And Mark Few, I think, is going to call a timeout. And let his players soak it in.
Hard-fought, well-earned victory in 49 seconds. Excellent job withstanding the pressure that BYU, undermanned, came in here to compete with.
So now the fans get to cheer for whichever of the walk-ons or backup players who don't play much that they want to see score.
And they want tacos, they're talking about.
Oh, okay. They want food.
Some of the things they're saying behind us we can't say on the air, but that was funny when they just said the ref was flopping on that one. That was pretty funny.
Mostly it is it's a spirited and loud and energetic, but it's a good-natured group.
Yes.
So #1 Gonzaga is going to end up with a really impressive home win. A great pass down low. Matthew Lang was looking for a bucket, but had it poked away.
It's always the follow-up after you have a blowout game, how you come out. Gonzaga came out again against a BYU team and was able to get separation in the second half. they are on to something special. Let's see if Big Phillip can get back quickly.
I was here. Pepperdine almost beat Gonzaga on this floor. Pepperdine, a huge underdog, and they played them right down to the end. Since that game, it has been one blowout after another. Timmy was fouled from behind.
There's been a lot of records with Gonzaga. That's one. That's a new one. Longest streak in history. So many players that's come through this program. So many great players.
The record that they tied in the West Coast Conference for consecutive regular season wins, Doug Christie's Pepperdine team. Pepperdine,
how about that?
You know, in that era, and for a lot of years, Pepperdine, when Gonzaga was sort of building their powerhouse program, Pepperdine was the Zags' #1 rival in the WCC.
How about that? Did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of good teams, a lot of good players. And Lorenzo Romar's there now.
Oh, Coach Rowe, one of our favorites.
He's got a chance to get them back in that neighborhood. I'm sure that Mark Few did not want to foul from his defense with 5 seconds left.
Dave, we've had the best seat in the house.
We have.
Had an absolute ball. Two great coaches, two proud programs. Again, there's a return match coming by BYU. So the WCC got some top-tier teams in here.
Don't let the final score fool you. BYU, especially with Childs back.
That's 20 points off the break.
They will have a chance to challenge Gonzaga when they come to Provo. But tonight, in the second half, it was all Zags. The #1 team in the country finishes off a very impressive 92-69 win. And that is a new WCC conference record, 33 straight regular season conference wins.
They have staying power with their ability to share the basketball, multiple players in double figures, 56% from the field. It was all typically a typical night at the office for them.
Gonzaga 20-1, the first team in the country to 20 wins. They extend the nation's longest home court winning streak. What else? We can list them all off. Mark Few and company get the win. We're going to talk to Mark when we come back. All right, final score here in Spokane. The #1 team in the country, Gonzaga 92, BYU 69. Final score may not be totally reflective of how this game was played. We're happy to have Mark Few with us, Dave Fleming, Adrian Branch. Congratulations on a win, a milestone win. Would you agree with me that the final score isn't a total indicator of how this game was played?
Absolutely. I tell you, you never feel safe with the lead when you're playing Gonzaga or you're playing BYU. They're so explosive.
I think they would say the same about you.
And, I mean, they just keep coming at you, and they're so dangerous from three. And Hawes is such a good playmaking guard. He just does such a variety of things. And then they've now mixed in the guards are posting like you, taking guys down. And so it makes
that was before cell phones when I played when we were in school.
It really is a hard prep. And when you're going Thursday, Saturday, you know, you're just banking on your guys assimilating as much as they can. I thought we played awesome defense against a really, really good
I did too.
Offensive team.
Coach, it looked like in the first half you were grinding it out. Kelly was making the difference. He was playing extremely well. And then Kisper came in the second half.
Yep.
What happens? Do they flip a switch, or is it something that you call from the sideline?
You know what? I thought we got a little bit too caught up in the Tilly switch. They were switching Tilly's ball screen, so he wouldn't pick and pop, and so we love to post him when teams do that, and we got a little bit too one-sided. We're way better because we're so balanced when we're moving it and hitting and getting to multiple actions, and we talked about that at half. And I tell you guys, this group's been great all year because they listen, and not that my other groups didn't listen, but I mean they've really done a good job of buying into kind of winning plays.
Well, it sure would speak to the consistency of this program, especially this year's team. So many differences from last year. 33 straight. That's a new WCC record, regular season conference.
You got a lot
wins.
of records, so what do you think about that one?
Well, I'll tell you, I was an assistant back during those Pepperdine teams, and, man, they were tough. Coach Asbury had it rolling, and they just had a winning way about them. But I would say this in respect to our guys. I mean, those teams never carried around number 1 rankings and number 2 rankings or 3 rankings or things like we have. I mean, it can be a heavy burden because you get everybody's best shot. And I think these guys are so new to it. We've been trying to explain that to them. Like if you don't bring energy and you don't bring a passion in these games, these other teams are. And they've really bought in.
What about this one? So there were 2 big-time wins. There were blowouts this weekend.
Yep.
What do you say to your guys as a veteran coach to still a team that has young parts? Where do you go from there?
I'll tell you, Adrian, I've been on them a little bit because I'm like, look, I mean, I don't know if we're the number 1 team in the country. I don't know how it's a moving target, and it depends. If you would have watched Tuesday's practice, you would have said, hell no, But I would say this: we played like a number 1 team on Thursday, and we played on a number 1 team, or we played like a number 1 team on Saturday here. That was a really, really good team. That's an NCAA tournament team. I mean, probably a single-digit seed in the NCAA tournament, BYU. And to be able to get 92 on their defense, which is must improve, and hold them to 69 is really good. But we'll see how we are on Monday.
All right,
we could be the 52nd team on Monday. I don't know.
It'll be high, Coach.
We'll let you go. Any word on Phillip?
No, he stepped on I don't know if you guys saw it, but he came down on somebody's foot. We're hoping it's just one of those sprains. He's a big, tough Serbian kid. But we'll see. I mean, after losing Anton, we can't afford any more of these. So.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, congratulations on a
Coach.
great win.
Thanks,
we
guys.
always enjoy talking to you. Mark Few, he and the Zags with a win at home against a very good BYU team. And there were some highlights in the second half. For Adrian Branch and our entire crew, Dave Fleming saying so long from Spokane, where the Zags were really, really impressive tonight. 92-69, the final score.